Hi everybody, it's Stewart A. Swerdlow.
And Janet Diane Moya Swerdlow.
And this is our Expansions News Podcast for the last week of May 2015. And it is hot and steamy in Michigan. Well, by our standards. But of course, by tomorrow evening it'll be freezing cold again. So that was summer. Did you enjoy it?
Well, maybe we might get a day or two more before we're done.
Summer was Thursday last year. It lasts for about 2 days and then it gets cold again forever. Anyway, back to some serious business. I got some information from a person who is in the know, who was invited to a talk by the Aspen Institute, which was actually in New York City. And this talk was entitled, "The Future of Medicine and Genomes." Now that's not like the gnomes that live in the woods, but genomes, okay?
The first name is G.
Yeah, genome. And they live upstairs. Mm-hmm. And apparently this talk consisted of the head and psychiatrist at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City, and a younger whiz kid who was described as complicated.
That would describe.
I'll translate. He's nuts. Okay. Well, according to the psychiatrist, this whiz kid came from an extremely Baptist background in Michigan.
I know they had Baptists in Michigan.
Well, yeah, they do. They have everything here. And he was very conflicted because his parents were very, biblical fundamentalist. And then he went to the military and then to college and earned a PhD. He's 38 years old now and was described as, quote, one of the 5 most brilliant people I've ever known by the psychiatrist. Which I don't know if that says too much. Now this genius spoke, prompted all the time by the psychiatrist, and said that they've discovered genomes and how one person's cure for a disease is another's poison. So, it's therefore vital that we map everyone's system, their RNA, their DNA, their genetics, their cellular function, etc.
Each person?
Yeah. And the plan is to have it on a huge computer for people, but not only for the people, it's for the doctors to have, biologists, physicists, and geneticists who will watch it 24 hours a day, so everyone will have everything monitored all the time, and they'll be notified when anything starts to change.
That's scary.
Yes, it's very scary. And so that's what is being promoted for the future.
Does it say how soon they expect that plan to be implemented?
Now. Now, you heard of Kylie Jenner?
I think so.
She's the youngest child of Bruce Jenner, who's now some other Jenner woman. Brenda?
I think that's...
Yeah.
Oh, no, Belinda.
Belinda, yeah.
It's Belinda. But
right.
You know the thing is, just to interrupt you, apparently, even though he's a man, whatever he is now, he's still attracted to women, and he will live his life as a lesbian.
I mean, you can't make this up, right? Why
Made it up.
Why would a man become a woman to live with a woman?
I don't know.
I don't get it. I mean, seriously.
Anyway, back to your
That's
story.
like a chicken becoming a wolf, but liking chickens. Makes sense. Anyway, you can't make this up, people. These people are effed up.
I guess they're on a family channel.
I don't care. It's not a family. I am not politically correct. Anyway, back to Kylie Jenner, who had her bikini picture on the internet with her breasts, pushed out to the sky, pointing towards chemtrails. Yeah, and she wrote a little blurb and called "Let's Ask Ourselves." Okay, so should I read it like Kylie Jenner? It's because, why did I see 75 planes spraying white stuff in the sky on my 15-minute drive to work? Okay. And who pays for this, and why is it happening? or something. Is something being exterminated here? Is that something like me? Does this have anything to do with why honeybees are dying off really fast? Well, like really, really fast at the mall? Why are some days normal and no planes spraying and others look like this? Who's responsible? What effect will this have on our health and our children's future? Who the F thought this was a good idea? Am I like the only one who sees this? Yes, Kylie, you're the only one who's ever noticed it ever.
And she's now just bringing it to the forefront of the world.
And it's probably because you have this control system in your breasts that is pointed to the sky and is able to determine the secret information that you've now brought to the public. Thank you, Kylie Jenner. What would we do without her? Now, of course, the commentary on the internet was not pleasant towards her. No.
They didn't love this?
No, they said it was poorly spelled and that she posted questions commonly asked amongst those familiar with government conspiracies like the Illuminati, depending who you ask. And they said that spreading chemicals used to brainwash the population by contrails formed by airplanes, who is responsible indeed? And they said, as far as conspiracy theories go, chemtrails is one of the least dangerous and most easily debunked. It's sort of like people who think Stanley Kubrick faked the Apollo moon landings. So we know who wrote this article. But they said this is not the youngest Jenner's first foray into the world of the occult and mysteries and Illuminati, because apparently she teamed up with Jaden and Willow Smith, that's Will Smith's children.
Well, remember the one that wears the dresses now?
Who does?
The boy.
He does?
Yeah.
What the heck is going on?
He reported that, and they have him all over there saying how wonderful it is that he's expressing himself.
But he's still attracted to women in dresses.
Well, I don't know if they know, because he's only like about 16 years old, or maybe he's 18, I don't know, somewhere in there.
Well, I heard Will Smith does that too, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, I heard that one.
But the boy wears dresses, yes.
Really? Maybe I should wear it. But you'd probably be jealous because I'd look better than you.
Maybe. I hope when I'm gone you're not in my closet getting my dresses.
Who told you? Did you tell? Anyway, apparently she and the Smith children created something called the Organite Society, which we know, Wilhelm Reich and all that, to balance Gaia's energy, Gaia, the Earth, you know. But apparently, since May 2014, a year ago, it has not been active.
They haven't balanced the Earth's energy.
No, maybe her breasts didn't have the energy then.
Maybe they weren't, the right buttons weren't pushed.
I won't even go there, but you know what I'm going to say. Anyway, now to really serious news, okay? Because in New York, a commercial airliner narrowly missed a mid-air collision with a drone at 2,700 feet as it neared New York's LaGuardia Airport. And this was following several incidences on the East Coast. One pilot reportedly had to swerve over Brooklyn's Prospect Park in order to avoid the drone as it neared the airport. It was the flight crew of Shuttle America, I never heard of that airline, it probably has one plane, which was climbing to avoid an unmanned aircraft while on final approach. But something even more scary happened on Long Island, because it said 5 pilots reported being targeted by green lasers pointed at the cockpits.
That's interesting.
Yes. And again, another Shuttle America. Someone doesn't like Shuttle America.
That's not,
because I never heard of them. No. It was at 8,000 feet when lasers were pointed at them 4 miles northwest of Farmingdale of Long Island in New York. And in addition, here's another one I never heard of. Sun Country Airlines reported a green laser illuminated as they approached JFK. And another one was notified to New Jersey State Police about this.
Really?
So here's something really interesting in this article. It says lasers and drones are perhaps the 2 biggest threats faced by the airline. Really? lasers and drones, I don't think those are the two biggest threats, really. You never heard of anything happening with any of them on any, but how about crazy people on the airplane, kamikaze pilots, terrorists? Maybe those are a little more important.
But how about the one that just went down in Europe? They were talking about they had seen lasers pointed at those planes.
Yeah, but that's not the official reason. The official reason is that he tried to commit suicide. He was waiting till someone went to the bathroom, because if that pilot didn't go to the bathroom, it wouldn't have happened.
Right,
but what a great plan.
The 45-minute flight.
The plan depended on P.
Yeah.
Okay, is that a good plan?
Listen, before you go on to your next story, I just want to tell you a couple ones that I have here that are similar. That it says that DARPA has revealed that it has just completed the first tests of a system that could eventually see laser weapons added to drones and fighter jets.
What a surprise.
They say the weapons show unprecedented power and are about to begin testing it against live targets on firing ranges. So that might be why.
Yeah, fire ranges, anyone on the ground.
Right.
That's the firing range.
So anyway, I thought that was interesting in light of your story.
But now...
Oh.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
It says that U.S. military bosses revealed that success tests of airborne death rays. The initial trials of laser weapon revealed... Oh, that's the same story. Just have it twice.
Well, that says a lot about your brain.
Who put my notes together?
I didn't touch your notes.
Well, that's going to be tested on live targets at White Sands Missile Range. That I didn't have in the first one, so...
All right. Well, speaking of the Southwest,
yeah.
You know what's been going on in Texas and Oklahoma, and there's record rainfall in Texas. Now, of course, the drought's over. Yeah. But they're drowned.
The other way now.
Yeah, really. But, for example, drenching rainfall paralyzed parts of Houston and swept away a vacation home with 8 people inside of it. Didn't find them.
No, the videos on the news are just amazing.
Many cities are still in danger of flooding. There's so much water in Texas and Oklahoma that it's going to take quite a while for those rivers in those areas to recede. It's considered to be devastating in Texas. 24 people are known dead and 14 are unaccounted for, which means they're probably dead. Several inches of more rain drenched North Texas overnight. There is flash flood watches from central Texas to Kansas. And meteorologists said that it is the highest rainfall seen in Texas since 1895 when they began records. I mean, they don't even have records more than this.
I wonder what's behind all of this.
But what people don't understand also is affecting other places is there's over 2 feet of rain from Dallas to Austin, Texas. Tornadoes in northern Mexico, which is very unusual, and killed at least 13 people in Mexico. And people want to know what's going on. People, why is Texas went from drought to flood, and why is California drought and cracked up and drying up and all that? Well, first of all, as I've said to you many times, this is the precursor to the onset of an ice age, because ice ages begin with flooding and drought and extreme weathers in limited areas before the ice age finally settles in. Boston, here we are at the end of May, Boston still has snow piles.
Really, Boston?
Yes, almost a meter high still. Wow. And not all over, but still left over from the winter. So, yeah, this is ice age stuff coming on.
Interesting. Well, of course, we certainly feel for the people who are affected by all these weather conditions, but...
people in Texas are crazy. They are crazy.
We have talked to you about what the weather represents in your mind pattern.
And Oklahoma is not okay.
You said that before.
I know, but I say it again.
Yeah, I know, because you like that one.
I like that. It's cute.
Yeah. But anyway, it has to do with the mind pattern. So if you've attended any of our seminars, you know what that is. All right, on to the ones that I have already told you about the death rays.
Yes, so, that's what you try to shoot at me sometimes.
Well, sometimes you deserve that.
Well, that's what you say.
But DARPA, of course, now they're involved in something else. Now, this is a term I had not heard before, but I think it could be a programming trigger. Have you heard of the word darknet?
I don't know.
Okay, apparently NASA is joining with the U.S. government to create Google for the Darknet that could uncover cyber criminals, pedophiles, and drug dealers in the online underworld. Now, doesn't that sound like a plot right out of the Astral? They're going to uncover it in the online underworld, the dark net.
Are you sure it's not underwear?
It says underworld. Apparently there's a project is
Because
called...
there could be a dark net in your underwear.
The project is called Mimics. It scours the so-called dark net to create data maps of links and patterns, identifies sites and criminal groups, and apparently they're going to use it as digital fingerprints left on the dark net to hunt pedophiles.
Only them?
That's what they're saying right now. But anyway, I just thought that was very interesting because of the dark net, underworld, all the things that are going on. And then this was interesting. It says that a historian claims that wealthy people will soon transform into a new type of human. First of all, they say within 200 years, and then they say within the next 25 years it will get started. I personally already think that it started.
I was going to say.
Yeah, and this is made by a professor from Hebrew University of Jerusalem.
Well, say no more.
He claims that humans are unable to resist the temptation to upgrade themselves. And he says the greatest evolution in biology since the appearance of life. He's got some very interesting things he's saying. He's saying that the wealthy will transform into a new type of divine, immortal human.
Oh, I want to be that part.
I don't. With complete power over life and death. Now, he goes on to say...
That's what ISIS does now.
We are programmed to be dissatisfied. And he says, up to now, the things that hold society together are fiction, such as religion, money, and the idea of fundamental human rights. That goes back to our UN story, again, that we want to not look at the individual, but the group. And then he goes on to say that because of, robots are going to begin to achieve intelligence rivaling that of humans. That's
Humans
why...
don't have intelligence.
Well, that's why he's saying it's kind of beginning it. And then he said there are chemical and metabolic limits to the size and processing power of organic brains. Now this I thought was very interesting. That was actually said by an astrophysicist, Sir Martin Rees. The reason I bring this particular thing up in the middle of the article is because of all the limited programming that is imbued upon society. We have limited resources. You know, we have air pollution, so we have limited clean air. We have limited water. We have, we have limited space on Earth. We can't have too many people because we have to limit the population. So the imprinting for being limited is everywhere. So now they're telling you that the human brain is already close to capacity, which is not what we treat.
Mine is.
not what we teach in our work is that only a very small percentage of the brain is open, and the hyperspace oversoul work helps you to open the rest of it. But they want you to believe you're limited, so you'll go along with this idea. He says, what we see in the last few centuries is humans becoming more powerful, and because of this, they no longer need the crutches of the gods. And he says the most religious place on Earth is not the Middle East, but Silicon Valley. Because people are developing techno-religion in which they believe death is just a technological problem, and now we are saying we do not need God, just technology. Now the other interesting thing is if they tie people into their flesh, then they tie them into their animal mind and they don't get into the spiritual side.
Aren't they that way now?
Well, but they're going to make it more so. So I found that interesting. And now this one, I guess, is kind of tied into your story as well. This is the U.S. Air Force that confirms Boeing's electromagnetic pulse weapon, which says it's capable of targeting and destroying electrical systems without the collateral damage often associated with traditional firepower. It's a new project, at least that we're hearing about, called CHAMP, for Counter-Electronics High-Powered Microwave Advanced Missile Project. Apparently it will have...
Who comes up with this stuff?
All the power of a nuclear weapon, but without the death and destruction to people and infrastructure, because remember, the infrastructure and people are assets, so they're not going to just destroy people unless they have to make a point. So anyway, it says the new missile system would pinpoint buildings, knock out their electrical grids, and plunge the target into darkness and general disconnectedness.
And then what do you do?
Well, then you wait for whoever's going to take you over, I guess. In it's not Czech Republic now, there's a Czech reality show, which I thought this one was very interesting. It allows a family to experience Nazi occupation. Of course, there were 400 applicants. They chose 7. And these people were going to go back in time to March 15th, 1939, which is the day that Hitler's troops took over the country. So they're taking them to a farm in the mountains in eastern Czech Republic. They're going to be filmed as they are forced to confront everyday realities of the occupation, such as hunger, persecution, and Gestapo
Okay, so the
raids.
question is why?
Yes.
Why do you want to do that?
You tell me.
Apply for that.
Why? You tell me. Why would you want to go through that?
No, I'll tell you, first of all, here's a weird thing, because in Czech Republic, Germany, that's all illegal. You're not allowed to do Nazis. They can't even talk
That's
about
true.
Nazis.
Yeah.
So how'd they get away with that?
Well, unless they don't show it maybe there, but they do other places. But anyway, they are bringing back the old. That's for sure. Now, Botox. Botox, of course, most people know.
I get that in here.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Botox is for frown lines, and apparently they also use it for overactive bladder problems, migraines, severe underarm sweating,
I have all of
and
that.
muscle spasticity.
I need all of that.
Yeah, you need it everywhere.
Yeah.
Just let you drink it. Anyway, it says now they're going to use it to treat heart disease. And actually, people don't realize now, when Botox first came out, I read that it was a derivative of snake poison, but maybe that was something else. Maybe they've changed it.
Yeah.
But now, in this article, they're saying that it's actually a life-threatening food poisoning called botulism, if that it's like out of control.
That's what happens when I cook.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there are numerous small nerve cells called neurons in the heart with a command center of neurons called a ganglion plexus.
Is that close to like moron? A neuron moron?
And so apparently what they're going to do is they're going to give people shots in the heart of Botox.
Oh, that's brilliant. I could tell that nothing could happen after that,
they're
right?
claiming that it's helping such things as atrial
What could go wrong?
fibrillation. Yeah, well, you could just die.
Yeah.
That's it. And then there's a new television show coming out called Lucifer.
You know, what a surprise.
Yeah, isn't that a
I
surprise?
bet the Vatican is behind that one.
Very well could be. Isn't that the name of their telescope?
Yes, it is.
Where is it? New Mexico?
Arizona.
Arizona. Anyway, it says that the line of the storyline, is that the original fallen angel, Lucifer Morningstar, is bored and unhappy as
Which, by the way, is also called the planet Venus, Morning Star.
So, and anyway, so he abandons his throne in hell, retires to L.A., where he owns Lux, which is an upscale nightclub, and then there's an angel that comes to try and tell him to go back to hell because of all
So it's like someone has a fight, they go to hell, it goes, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I lived there.
Yeah. Anyway, it's actually looked entertaining. I looked at the trailer, so...
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, and speaking of Lucifer, there's a story about Dracula now. That's one you'll love. This one is a Dracula therapy for the private parts to rejuvenate the area using your own blood.
Ah,
They're
great.
calling this a Vagacula treatment.
Vagacula.
Vagacula. Because I read a report on this, there was a vampire facial where you actually get your blood taken out and then you put it into your own face to make you look better. I mean, again, it sounds silly to me.
Doesn't everybody do that?
Now they want you to put your own blood in your specifically for women to rejuvenate that. And now this was interesting. It's 800 pounds a treatment
In UK.
okay, and it can enhance sexual response, but it also helps with incontinence.
Well, I shall not have it.
But now what about we just
I
read
think the Queen should get
listen
this.
to me. We just read about Botox helps with overactive bladder, and now we can just inject your own blood into your vagina.
Do you think the royal family would do that?
Do you want that injected in your vagina?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, it's a family show.
I don't care. You said the word.
What word?
I'm not saying it.
Anyway, and then there's a man, which we've talked about before, who is trying to turn himself into a human Ken doll. He's had over 190 surgeries, apparently. This guy's from Slovakia.
Well,
and
that's next to Czech Republic.
Yeah. He just went through, it's called an operation, a cosmetic operation using a bespoke implant.
A who?
Bespoke. And apparently what that means, because I looked that one up, is that it's custom made. So you can design your own implants now, apparently. And he designed his own. So he put 4 implants in his back, or he had somebody do it, obviously,
Right.
to look like a set of angel's wings. And he said he won't stop having surgery until he's 100% plastic.
I think he already is. In the head.
Yeah. Anyway, he designed the surgery to have one huge implant under the muscle, and on top of that I had 2 small implants stacked on top of the other 2 because I wanted the effect of having wings on my back.
So what doctor would do this?
Well, this guy, who's his doctor, Dr. Leif Rogers, says he's had hundreds of surgeries done. The reason he found me is that I was willing to try something that has never been done before.
Okay, I'll translate. I'll do anything for money.
Yeah. And when I listened to this one, he also had what he calls Julia Roberts veins on his forehead.
Does she know that?
Because every time that he smiled, these veins like stood out. He didn't like that.
I've never noticed
He didn't
that.
like that look. So he had a dangerous procedure that actually involved that he could have left him blind.
I think
because
he needs
they
to be dead.
go inside of his eyelids in order to burn the veins off. But what's interesting is, this is this wings story, right? Like, you can't actually see the wings. I looked at the story. But the guy in the Lucifer thing, he's also an angel with wings.
You don't see my wings.
No, they're invisible. But they have wings there. Remember the Victoria's Secret, the models with the wings? So something's going on with the wings, because here we go again. All right, and then, now this one, again, I'm learning new things every day. I don't know about you. I am. This is about Mary Gonzalez, who is in, let's see, I'm not sure which office she's in in Texas, but it just says in her office. But anyway, she apparently identifies her sexuality as pan.
What does that mean?
P-A-N. Have you heard that one before?
No.
I hadn't heard it. It says she first came out as pansexual.
You mean she has sex in a pan?
Maybe that's it. It says is distinct from bisexual because it defines an individual who is attracted to various gender identities. So apparently she was elected in Texas in 2012.
She was elected?
She had dated a transgender and genderqueer people. But then it was reported that she was a lesbian. So then she came out as a pansexual because lesbian was never an identity that she claimed for herself, because she says it's more complicated than that.
Yeah, no, she can get elected if she said that.
But the interesting thing is, like we talked about before, how they're trying to confuse people, because, I mean,
wait. So this means that she'll sleep with anything? Is that what she's saying?
I think so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and she, I guess, regardless. But again, this is in the political world in Texas. It's like there's nothing that's private or sacred anymore.
It's Texas. I told you they're nuts.
Well, anyway, I just thought this was very strange because I had never heard of pansexual before. Maybe
no one did. They made it up.
Oh, and surprising. And then I know this one's going to upset you. This is the worst story, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to break this to you. You cannot go to the townish corn of Newquay in the UK if you want to go.
Why?
Because you cannot wear your mankini there anymore.
What? Well, I shall not have it.
Because they've been banned from public areas.
They're just jealous.
I guess you could wear it in your bedroom or around the house.
Uh-huh.
And it says that in public areas that's helped reduce antisocial behavior. Now let me ask you this. How many people do you think actually wear mankinis?
I have never seen one.
Enough
actually.
so they have to pass a law against wearing them? Isn't that odd?
It's Britain.
But it's still odd.
They do weird things. They are pansexual, okay?
I think it's very odd. So something odd is going on.
You think?
That's what I think. So that's my stories.
Well, so what else do you have to tell them before we end for the month?
All right. Well, I need to remind them that we have a webinar coming up, Father, Son,
which is a 1 week postponed.
Yeah, so if you have a father, most likely you have father issues, so therefore you need to be on the webinar.
Correct.
And then we have the Birth Mother, Earth Mother pay-per-view, which is
Which you should see first.
Yep, we have the Prophecy pay-per-view. We have a lot of people watching that about the events coming up in September 2015 in the Shemitah year. That's proving very popular.
Oh, yes.
And we have our radionics workshop that's coming up.
August.
In August. You have a lot of overseas events.
Oh my gosh, I just got my airfare today.
Yeah.
Holy cannolis.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're going to be first in London, then you're going to...
No, well, you want my whole itinerary.
No, we want to just know the stops. We don't want to confuse them.
Yeah, because I'm going to go to all more places.
I don't want to hear that. Just where you're going. So, the London in UK, you'll be speaking and doing consultations. Then from there, I think you're going to Karpacz in Poland.
Eventually through Prague and
okay, but then you're going...
Warsaw.
Are you giving a presentation in Germany or not?
Yes.
Trier.
Yes, in Trier.
Yes.
And then Luxembourg.
And then you're going on to
Istanbul.
Istanbul in Turkey. And then Amman in Jordan.
And Qatar.
You're not doing any presentations in Qatar.
Well,
so don't
I might show them my
confuse
mankini.
them. So you could probably wear it there. Anyway, you want to be sure and look at, we have a new European events section on the site. And we have a new sponsor, and she's doing a stellar job.
Yeah, I'm never going to be home again, ever.
So, Anyway, lots of things going on there.
And then that's just September, August and September.
In October.
And October is back to Poland.
No, October we're having our seminar.
Right.
Hidden Histories and Mysteries, digging deeper.
And I have promised everyone, because of their quite insistence, that I will teach them about clear energy and absolute.
Yeah, we're going to be teaching that there. We're going to be having Dr. Samir Osmanagic, the discoverer of the Bosnian pyramids, Mary Sutherland.
And happy birthday to
Oh yeah, happy birthday. The time this is up, well, it's June 1st. Everybody write in and wish Dr. Osmanagic a happy birthday. Mary Sutherland will also be one of our guests, featured speakers. She's a paranormal researcher, paranormal tour director, author. She's going to be bringing in artifacts she said never seen anywhere else.
And mummified what?
You tell me.
Finger.
Oh, that's what it is.
Of a giant.
So lots of interesting work that she's
Or is
doing
it a finger?
in Burlington, Wisconsin. So we're pleased to have her, and then of course all of the globe-trotting information that Stewart has picked up along the way. And we are going to be teaching you how to stay safe, how to go into your own hidden history, how to dig deeper within, because whatever we do on the inside is always reflected on the outside. So we want to keep you growing, not to be frightened of everything that's coming up, but to use it as a stepping stone into something better and positive for yourself. Then you go again.
Then I go back to Poland. First to Warsaw again. Then a TV show in Wrocław. Quickly. Then I go to Poznan.
In Poland.
Then to Berlin.
And Germany.
Yes, I could say something, but I won't.
Okay.
And then I will find my way somehow to Singapore and Bali. And then I have a personal thing I have to do in the U.S. involving my new grandchild.
And you may be going to northern Italy too.
Oh my God, you're kidding me.
No, we've been talking about that. If we
when
can
am I
fit that
gonna do
one in
that?
your schedule. Somewhere in that time.
I'm not going to be here ever again.
Yeah. So if you want a day with Stewart, I think we've got only about 2 or 3 left.
You know, this new sponsor has booked me until summer of 2016.
Yeah, because after our Bosnia summer trip,
And she has me going to Athens.
Yeah, and me too. I get to go this
And I'm
time.
supposed to also go back to Russia.
Yeah.
And then I got a request for China.
I think you're gonna have
Taiwan,
to move over there, maybe.
And Japan. So it's like, hello, bye Janet, bye.
What can I say?
What can you do? You're thrilled about it, I know.
No, I didn't.
Yay, he's gone.
I didn't say that. Although we won't mention the 60 military men on my Skype account.
Oh, should I talk about that?
Well, it is kind of personal.
She was out the other day and asked me to clean up her computer. So I want to see this yellow circle on Skype. So I click on Skype, and there are 60, not 6.
I'm very popular.
60
especially in the military.
men asking
I think they
Janet
watch my
to
news.
marry them.
Yes.
Of course, they're probably all from Nigeria.
No, they're in Syria, Afghanistan.
Yeah, and
They're
they're all generals in the army.
That's right. They're very high up in the army.
Yeah, because it's not a scam at all.
No. And they all think I'm very beautiful.
No, so I had to go through each one and delete them. But I was kind of tempted to say that, she was going to answer them and see what they would do. Yeah.
Well, I was going to do it secretly when you were away, but you caught me.
Well, you could always go back and put them back on there.
Yeah. Well, you're traveling. Maybe I'll just make a...
Maybe I could do that too with some other people.
You want to go meet a general in Syria?
Yeah, and then I'll wear a dress.
He might prefer the mankini.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway...
join our site, like our Facebook page, invite your friends. We always have a lot of fun. We always do a lot of learning over on the member side. We've got a great new blog starting for June. We just finished a fantastic one for May where we talked about a lot of interesting things.
Yes, and we have a lot of fantastic ideas that we will be presenting to you in the next 6 months.
So with that said, I want you to have a wonderful week.
And I will see you next time.
Bye-bye.